What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the channel, I am your hostess, Rashid. My boy on the other side of the panel there is Barrett. Say what's up to the fans.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Pleasure as always.
As everybody can actually see with the title on screen, NFL Draft. And Barrett will actually be doing his picks, in a sense, his projected picks, right? Am I accurate on that?
Well, yeah. Well, listen. What we think is going to happen. Absolutely, what we think is going to happen. Not what we hope, but we think is going to happen. Right now we know the first pick's going to go right to the Jaguars. And we know they're going to select Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson. And Trevor Lawrence has shown coming out of college that he has an ability to basically process pretty fast, get the ball out of his hands, good footwork, good hand release, things of that nature. Obviously, Urban Meyer, who's on transfer himself from the college ranks to the NFL ranks for the first time. He has never coached in the NFL before, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking to put this particular grouping together. Because remember, the head coach and the quarterback and the GM are always the ones that get the credit, and they're always the ones that get the negative reactions if the teams don't work out well. So they're putting all their stocks in basically the head coach and the coach, Trevor Lawrence. Now, at pick number 2, we got the New York Jets. NY Jets. Jets, Jets. Now, word out there is that they're going to pick Zach Wilson, brother. Now, Zach Wilson comes out of BYU.
You're basically agreeing with this, with the NFL media analyst Daniel Jeremiah,
yes. In the first 2 picks, yes, I agree with it. The first pick is already out the bag. We already know who's going to the Jaguars at pick 1. We already know it's Trevor Lawrence. But from that point moving forward, we don't know. It's a bit of a mystery. So number 2 is the Jets, and I think they're gonna take this guy, Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson reminds them of Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. His ability to extend the play, his ability to run and throw the ball at least 30 or 40 yards on the dime. This is some of the things they didn't feel like, Sam Darnold was able to do. And, we had this conversation years ago. You were saying the Giants should have took Sam Darnold. And I was saying, hold up on that.
I was actually emulating a Fox sports show host who was so high on Sam Darnold, and now he's saying something totally different.
Yeah, totally different. And I'm
not going to put his name out there. I'm not going to.
Okay. Because he comes from USC. Darnold comes from USC, and their quarterbacks have been fairly decent in the NBA and the NFL. Fairly decent, but you have Andy Dalton. And Andy Dalton came out of a different. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. But they had a bad history at quarterback over there. Matt Leinart, guys like that. So, but I know they're going to go after Zach Wilson. They've already traded Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers, so obviously they're going to go after a quarterback. At pick 3, you got the 49ers. They made a trade through Miami and Houston. Okay, so now we don't know what they're going to pick. Rumor has it they might go after, the quarterback from Alabama,
Mac Jones.
Who is Mac Jones, and rumor has it they might go after Justin Fields.
All right, but so now, when it comes to these drafts, do they go for need or best available player, in a sense like the NBA?
Well, I mean, yeah, most of anything in the NFL, you're going for need, but there are times where you're sitting there saying, well, you know what? I can't believe this particular player is available at this particular pick, and he might be the most talented player. Like, for example,
that 3-dimensional thinking comes in, in a sense.
Yeah, well, that's what it comes into. Like, for example, last year, the Cowboys, they needed to go at the defensive players because their defense stinks.
Oh, yeah.
But then there was CeeDee Lamb waiting for them, who was one of the best wide receivers coming out of college. They went after him. Yet their defense still stunk this shit. So this year, like, well, you know what? We want to go to defense, but this guy Kyle Pitts is coming out, the tight end from Florida, who basically got all world talent. This guy's NFL ready. So it's kind of like the good question you asked is there, but at the same time, Most of these teams pick for need. But then when they see that great player sitting there, they change their minds right away. So it's NFL. This thing is a little hard to predict in that instance. But now we got the Atlanta Falcons, man, and they have Matt Ryan as their quarterback. My guess is they're going to go up to probably Trey Lance. That's my prediction. They're going to go up to Trey Lance at pick 4 because, at pick 4, and this might be the first time all 5 quarterbacks go out in the first 10 picks. That may be the first time it's ever happened. So we're going to set that to happen. Now, Cincinnati Bengals, they're going to probably go up to this offensive lineman named, what's his name? Samuel, something like that. He's from Oregon.
Okay.
He's the best offensive lineman coming out right now. So,
I'm scrolling down to they're saying Jamar Chase though in terms of their actual their picks.
The Falcons?
The Bengals.
The Bengals? Wow. Well, that's the. Well, listen. Your quarterback last year tore up his ACL because the offensive line was terrible. Penei Sewell, that's the guy I'm talking about. Penei Sewell. He's a guy from Oregon. It would be smart for you if you're the Bengals to go after an offensive lineman. You need to get that offensive line sewed up because your big time quarterback.
Yeah.
That's right. So if they go, see, that's the thing I just finished telling you. If Lamar Chase is sitting there at pick 5, knowing he's the best receiver in the draft, you might just change your whole strategy and be like, you know what? We can get an offensive lineman in the 2nd or 3rd round. Because there's good guys out there in the 2nd and 3rd round that they're not being highly touted, who are just as talented. And you can go get them later. Sometimes it is about the need, and sometimes about, wait a minute, we got this big-time this player coming out. Well, we'll just go grab him right now, like the Cowboys did last year with CeeDee Lamb. So it's understandable. But my personal opinion, the Bengals should go after Penei Sewell. They really should.
Okay.
Got to go after the lineman. So now we got Miami Dolphins. Who we got here, particularly at pick 6 for Miami Dolphins? Who we got there? Because right now,
they're saying Jamar Chase. So Cincinnati Bengals are saying Jamar Chase, and now the Dolphins over here are saying Jamar Chase.
Dolphins will make sense. They have a quarterback. They have Tua. You have a quarterback. Go after a wide receiver, or you can get Kyle Pitts too. So it's understandable. Dolphins definitely need a playmaker on the outside. What about the Detroit Lions at pick 7? What we got going with them? What they thinking about that one?
Let me see. Let's see. The Dolphins will be relieved if Chase fell to if Chase fell to them at number 6. There's a real chance that both Pitts and Chase could be selected before Miami's on the clock. So they're saying a trade.
Yeah. Miami did the trade with Philly, which is under because Philly was originally 6. He traded out. They picked back. Dolphins picked up for 6 so they can go get a better player. Philly figured they can get their player at pick 12. So we'll see if that strategy works out. A lot of these teams, though, Rashid, they know what they want. See, in the NBA, they already know what they want. There's been no doubt about it. They already know what they want. Whether he's the player or not, they don't care. It's the eye they have on them. The NFL, we know what we need, but we are going after what we think is the best player available, which has been the Giants model for years. And the Giants have gotten it bad. They haven't really got a great pick since Odell Beckham.
Yeah, I think we're still waiting at number 11. I think no, the Patriots had number 11. We're looking at the Giants. Giants
are 11. The Giants are 11. Giants are 11. And the funny thing about
you're right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, Giants are 11. And the funny thing about the funny thing about picks 10, 11, and 12 is the Cowboys, Giants, and Philadelphia Eagles are all in the same division. That's a rarity too. You don't ever see all 3 teams in the same division back to back in the draft, but this is the way it is. So obviously the Cowboys want to get a better player, and they don't want that best player to slip to the Giants, and the Eagles in the same concept. So it's all a big competition for them. But overall, I mean, we go step by step. It's all about the quarterbacks, really. You got great pass rushers, you got an offensive lineman in there, and you got that big tight end hybrid wide receiver in Kyle Pitts. But mostly you talk about the quarterbacks. Rashid, the quarterbacks are so important because if your quarterback pans out, you look at the next 5-6 years and you can build around him. If he doesn't, you set back 5 years. So it's important that these teams in the top 4 or 5, who I'm quite certain are going to select quarterbacks, it's going to be interesting tomorrow night, man. It really is, man. But this is going to be the most interesting NFL draft. Obviously, coming off post-COVID, adding the extra regular season game this year from 16 to 17. These are the changes the NFL are looking to do to build up their ratings. We're going to be touching on that soon, to build up their ratings and basically sell their brand. So this NFL draft has been highly touted. It's been discussed for the past 2 months. Everybody's ready. So we're going to see what happens with these quarterbacks. Mac Jones, my personal opinion, I think Mac Jones will probably be the guy that the 49ers select, in my personal opinion. All right? And then, of course, you look at Justin Fields, and Trey Lance. They'll be very interesting to see where they fall. But I think all these quarterbacks are going to be gone before pick 10. They're going to all go in the first 10.
That's not good for the Patriots.
I know, but this is why we talk about Belichick, using his intelligence and saying, listen, I may have to pick up. Well, where are the Patriots picking? The Patriots are picking way back, aren't they? They're picking at pick 15.
Oh, 15, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're at pick 15. So, I think right now what's going to happen is they're going to have to make a little deal with maybe Carolina Panthers have a quarterback. They have Sam Darnold. Detroit already traded for their quarterback.
All right. Can Belichick develop Darnold?
Oh, yeah, but he ain't going to get him. He ain't going to get him because he's in Carolina now. There's no way they're going to be a double trade in that instance. I can't see it happening. I'm looking at the teams right now that are quarterback needy. All right? The teams that are quarterback needy are the Patriots and, believe it or not, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Washington football team. All these teams are quarterback needy. And see, the Washington football team picks 19. Pittsburgh picks 24. And, the Patriots pick 15. So these are all 3 teams that have quarterback needs. What are they going to do? The only team I can see legitimately trading up is the Patriots. But for who? Who in the top 10? And also, the Denver Broncos are probably going to need a quarterback too. They don't trust Drew Lock. So my thing is, who can trade out? Maybe the Detroit Lions, they can trade out. Maybe they can do a deal with Detroit, take their 7th spot, and see if one of those top 5 quarterbacks fall at 7. We'll see what happens. Usually these drafts, they take place on draft night, man. It's going to be interesting, man. You should watch it and check it out. You see how this whole thing worked out.
Definitely. Absolutely. I'll be home watching.
You'll be home.
And back to your team, the Giants, the needs that the Giants really need, man.
Well, the needs of the Giants, in my personal opinion, are 3 major positions. But they went out and signed Galladay at the wide receiver position. They gave him $84 million. So I guess that's their way of saying we took care of the wideout position. You need a pass rusher. Jabril Peppers, your strong safety, led you in sacks. And let me explain what that means. This is a man who plays safety. He's the guy that plays back in defensive position to make sure the passes don't go over his head. Why is that guy leading the team in quarterback sacks? That's not good. So you need somebody on the defensive line that can basically pressure the quarterback. So you got this guy, Rosario, coming out of Miami. He might be available for them at pick 11. Or you can go after another offensive lineman, but Penei Sewell won't be available for you. I guarantee he'll be gone before pick 10. Or you can go after one of those wide receivers.
That's on par on what the NFL analyst is actually saying. Yeah.
In
terms of actually what the Giants' needs are, in a sense.
Or the pass rusher?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much their major need, in my personal opinion. You have to get after the quarterback. You went after to sign the cornerback in free agency, or Dory Jackson from Tennessee, to put them side by side with Bradbury at the cornerback positions. And you got Jabril Peppers back there, and the kid McKinney from Alabama, who was injured last year. He should be available this year. So, your secondary should be strong. Your linebacker position is not bad, but your defensive line is decent with Williams up front. But you need a solid pass rusher. And I think that's what the Giants should go after, a solid pass rusher. But if they don't get the pass rusher, my best guess is they're going to go after one of those wide receivers. But we shall see. We shall see.
I think
all right, that's that.
13 and 14 to go to the Giants, and you get the Chargers, the Minnesota Vikings. I think we got Philadelphia Eagles. We forgot about them.
Yeah, Philadelphia. Their whole team is basically in a position where they got to start up from the ground up. They're looking to see if they can have quarterback competition with Jalen Hurts. But I think the Eagles are looking for a wide receiver. They tried a lot wide receiver last year with Jalen Reagor. It didn't work out. So he was often injured. He didn't get a chance to get on the field. So again, this draft class is filled with quarterbacks and wide receivers. More importantly, so you want to get some of those star players. We'll see what happens when one of those star players falls to them at 12. Charles is kind of funny, man, at 13 because they've always had talent. They got the quarterback now and Justin Herbert. They got the receivers over there. They got the tight end with Hunter Henry. The offensive line looks pretty solid. I don't know where the Chargers' major need is. What are they saying over there? They need just regular help because the Chargers, my personal opinion, would probably need to go after a cornerback or a safety.
They saying Waddle would be a perfect complement to.
Yeah, that's one of the wide receivers out of Alabama. I disagree. I
can see the Chargers trading back and drafting an edge rusher. If they stay put at number 13, Waddle would be the perfect complement to Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Yeah, that's right. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, the other wide receivers. Now, here's the thing. Everybody's looking for that 3-receiver head. You also have the running back over there, Justin Eckler, so they have a lot of – Chargers kind of funny. They don't have that many holes. But if they can get the wide receiver, great. My thing is you should always pick an offensive lineman or you should work someone on the defense because you look at how Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl, man. They won with pure defense. They had a solid offense with the receivers, the offensive line, of course, Tom Brady. So, you want to emulate some of that. So my best guess for the Chargers is to go defense. But if Waddle falls down, Waddle reminds me of Tyreek Hill of the Chiefs. Very fast guy, can get down the field, great hands. So if they get a hold of him, who knows? Who knows? Vikings, another issue. I think they're going to – the Vikings, I know they got to have offensive line help, without a doubt. But Penei Sewell won't be available for them at that point. And, Cardinals and the Raiders are loading up. Dolphins pick again, Washington football team, as I mentioned, is a quarterback.
The Vikings actually ranked 28 in sacks last season, but they got a couple of they have more pass rush help coming back for next year.
Yeah, they got pass rush help. That's what I'm saying. They need to help that offensive line. What they need to do. There's also a few players from that offensive line, so we'll see how it plays itself out. But overall, man, this NFL draft's going to line up. Now the Chicago Bears at 20. I want to mention them real quick. They have a serious problem. The coach, the GM, they have no idea what the hell they're doing. Oh. And they need a quarterback bad. Now, here's the thing. They were trying to see if they can trade for Russell Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks. That fell through. I don't see how that's going to happen now. And I don't know where they're going to get the quarterback help from.
Maybe somebody in the second round, you think?
Yeah, they got some decent second-round quarterbacks that we got to really research on them. They might be able to help out, but teams like the Steelers might jump on them. And again, like I mentioned before, the Steelers need quarterback as well because Ben Roethlisberger's on his last year. I don't see him playing beyond next year. But we'll see what happens. And, of course, as you move all down, look at the Cleveland Browns. The Jaguars pick again. So, they're going to go after some more help at the defensive end. These teams near the bottom, these are teams that were deep in the postseason last year. So, the further you go, the more, the less you're going to have to pick. Or the basically.
Well, they're saying Davis actually provides both speed and athleticism.
Yeah.
So
but
it's something that the actual Cleveland Browns actually needs.
Well, the Cleveland Browns have another issue because they have this whole thing with Odell Beckham Jr. going on, and they're wondering if OBJ is going to be basically help or a distraction. So that's the rumor going on in Cleveland. So if they even trade OBJ, they'll probably do it in and around the draft tomorrow. or either through the 30th or 31st. We'll see what happens. But everybody's going to need help on the perimeter at wide receiver. But I'm just saying, focus on the line, focus on offensive line, focus on the defensive line. That's where you see most of the teams have major success at. Again, look at how the Buccaneers won that Super Bowl. They only rushed 4 guys, and they only blitzed 3 plays that Super Bowl. And look how much they had, Mahomes running for his life. Albeit equal now, Mahomes' offensive line was terrible. Again, offensive line help. You need offensive line help. You need defensive line help. And we'll see what happens in this draft. But that's pretty much what we got going on, man. It's going to be very interesting. But the biggest highlight is going to be what happened with the quarterbacks, the first 10 rounds, first 10 picks. We're going to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know in the comment section what you guys actually think. And Barrick will happily debate with you, man, because he certainly will.
Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting NFL draft, and we're looking forward to it. This one is more, like I said, again, it's a very big highlight for us, man, this year for the NFL draft, considering the post-COVID and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens.
All right. You want to wrap this up, Barrick?
Yes, man. I'll wrap it up.
Want to go, baby, or what? Those are the most important teams. You think that we got the Buffalo Bills, and I think we did a little show on them about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. We did it with the passport. They're gonna get that sorted out. See, like I said again, the teams that are on the bottom, picking 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. These are teams that pretty much have 95% of what they need around them. They're just looking to add a piece. The only thing different is the Saints, Drew Brees are retired. I don't know if Jameis Winston is their answer at quarterback. They're going to try to run with him and see what happens. And of course, Green Bay Packers have an issue with Aaron Rodgers. They're not sure if the man's going to be there another year because they already drafted his heir apparent. Baltimore just traded one of their best offensive linemen to the Chiefs, so they might be looking for some offensive line help. And the Buccaneers, they brought all their players back. First time they ever brought all their players back from the Super Bowl championship. So I don't know where they need is, but my guess is they'll be going after a running back.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll wrap this up over here. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share this, the universe certainly shares back with you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. I was always appreciative. Thank you.